like, Mom, we do this all the time.
Right? Every day. Like, this is what we do.
Right.
That's a good view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good.
Let me get some motivation here.
All right.
Let me get some thug motivation.
Tell Casey I'm calling.
What's up, family? It's a beautiful Wednesday today.
With my heart on my sleeve, I know they feel that. I remember them days when I was down bad. See my mama in pain, I'm trying to heal that. Told my daddy one day I'ma give him real rights. Yeah. I ain't gonna stop till when you on the top, like yeah.
You can hear me? I'm good? We good?
Say
what, dog?
Yeah, my OG showed me the game and told me how to make it happen. He said make your money, pay it forward.
YouTube, Periscope, Facebook.
Money gotta spend it wise. About to buy some land on the south side. If you see me down, you gonna see.
What's up, y'all? It's Hump Day.
Walk in and proceed to let it spray up. Yeah, the one that we following got that name, yeah. Pun intended, we a glorious game, yeah. Walked in, it's time to walk forward. Bumped in and gave away forward. I'm locked in, the plug came through, yeah. Safe to say that my cup.
Say what?
Oh, yeah, the gang is in the zone, it's a glory vibe, yeah. God is on the throne, send them praises higher. We got plenty good years, I ain't talking tires. If they won't smoke, we gon' give them fire, yeah. Please do not play with that boy, he ain't no playground.
What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? What's up, Periscope? We ain't got IG today. We gotta lock IG in.
Did he do that though? Could've sworn he
Say
was
what?
down for the count.
I know, right?
I know them haters counting on me to
What's up, Vaughn?
But if you look up, you can see that I'm above their heads. The devil want me dead, but I'm still alive, yeah. Everything that I've been through, I will break you just to get to my breakthrough. I wear my heart on my sleeve, I know they feel that. I remember them days when I was down bad. See my mama in pain, I'm trying to heal that. Told my daddy one day I'ma give him real rights, yeah. I ain't gonna stop till when you on the top, like yeah. We been on the bottom too long, now it's time to go way up, yeah.
Woo, that was good, yeah. What's up, family? It's a beautiful Wednesday. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. For those of you that have not, I repeat, for those of you that have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, where we at, Moan? We've been campaigning all week. We're at 863, so that means we are, 137 people away from 1,000 on YouTube. Please make sure that you click that bell, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got hundreds of videos for ministry, for marketplace. We've got hundreds of videos with EPs. My son, Moan, the cameraman, has produced some amazing content, some amazing information that we have shared on YouTube, on Facebook. We got hundreds, probably close to 1,000. I remember in 2017, I did a video a day for 365 days and nobody watched it. So there are hundreds and hundreds of videos on YouTube, on Facebook, and we have a few on Periscope. We're now on Periscope as well. And of course, IG, we're waiting for approval so that we can stream simultaneously live on LinkedIn. But we have over 6,000 followers on LinkedIn. So y'all make sure y'all show some love and follow us on some of these platforms, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, IG, or LinkedIn, or all of them. Make sure you tell Lolly Dolly, everybody, that Jesus is popping. And guess what? We popping over here because our assignment, it's an assignment. It's not just a goal. It's not just a plan. It's not just some type of vision that we're implementing or an objective. It's an assignment. Our assignment is to bring as much information, as much data, as much content as we can to bring value to you, to your family, to your churches, to your ministries, to your businesses, to your organizations, so we can help you get to your prophesied place. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a few minutes to talk to you about 3 things entrepreneurs need to make an exchange. 3 things entrepreneurs need to make an exchange. For those of you that do have questions, feel free to leave questions in the comments. For those of you at any point, y'all know how we do it when we live. At any point, if you feel the need to reach out to me because there is something resonating in your spirit and you just know without a shadow of a doubt, I got to connect with that dude. I got to get that blueprint that he's been talking about. I have to participate in the economic arm of his ministry. I want you to feel free at any point, even throughout the course of this live on this Wednesday, this hump day. You can text me the words, "I'm ready." I'm ready, prophet. Text the words, "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213. My daughter, PA, she's sitting over here on the side. She's ready to take that text. She's ready to take your call. They can call you or text it, can they?
Yeah.
She said, yeah, she ready. So you could text, "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213, or you could just call her. We're right here in the office, y'all. We're in the Buckhead business community, and we are ready to help you get to your prophesied place. Listen, outside of the political process that we are in the middle of, outside of the cultural and social and even the religious issues and items that we have on the surface of our lives, there is an economic undercurrent, okay? There's an economic undercurrent that God is giving us a heightened awareness of. And in order for that heightened awareness to create change and transformation in our economic lives, there's information, there's a level of intelligence, there's a level of knowledge that we have to gain. And that's what our assignment is, to bring that information, that intelligence, to bring that knowledge to you on a daily. I do my best almost every day to go live, to share with you things that I know are resonating in my spirit, not just as a entrepreneur in general, but as a prophet, as a prophetic entrepreneur, because I know as people of God, we need to hear information, intelligence, knowledge that complements the revelation that we believe God has given to us, more specifically in the area of our economic lives. So I want to take a few minutes today to talk to you about the 3 things entrepreneurs need to make an exchange. Now, let me establish a quick foundation. First of all, everybody is not an entrepreneur. Everybody is not entrepreneurial. Some people may have amazing skills. They may have an extraordinary amount of knowledge. They may have a substantial amount of experience and even education, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are entrepreneurs, or it doesn't necessarily mean that they're entrepreneurial in their nature. I also believe that even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're not entrepreneurial in nature, which means that there's nothing like built into the DNA of who you are as a go-getter, as a grinder, as a hustler, as an individual who knows how to bring things together and actually introduce them to the market. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, if you put yourself in an ecosystem around entrepreneurs, it's going to rub off on you. If you put yourself in an environment where you are hearing the information, the intelligence, the knowledge that entrepreneurs have, and you are participating in those entrepreneurial activities, there are a lot of those things that are going to begin to rub off on you. And so when I say 3 things entrepreneurs need to make an exchange, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you might be working on a job, You might be a W-2 employee. You might be on a fixed income. You might be unemployed. You might be furloughed. Wherever you are on the economic spectrum, it doesn't matter where you are. Whether you're a full-blown business owner or ministry leader, in order for the entrepreneur in you to elevate, in order for the entrepreneurial tendencies that are somewhere in the DNA of your spirit to come to the surface, you have to put yourself in these types of conversations, in these types of ecosystems and environments. And so don't just dismiss what I'm saying if you're not currently operating as an entrepreneur. Don't dismiss what I'm saying if you are a full-blown business owner or ministry leader, because there are some skill sets that might still be embedded in you that need to come to the surface, or some skill sets with regard to being an entrepreneur that are not even in you, but can be deposited in you if you take heed to what someone like me is saying. So 3 things entrepreneurs need to make an exchange. What do you need as an entrepreneur to make an exchange? What do you need as a business owner to make an exchange? What do you need as an employee to make an exchange? What do you need to just put yourself in a position where exchanges can be made? I'm gonna give you 3 things I truly believe that you need, especially if you are an entrepreneur. Number 1, you need people to know you. Don't miss the memo on that. You need people to know you. Again, if you got any questions, I want you to feel free to drop those questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer some of those questions. And if you haven't, especially y'all on Facebook, I love y'all Facebook, because you know I'm gonna tell you, that's shit. What is it? IG.
Mm-hmm.
They be shading your boy sometimes. They be shading me. They be treating me like a stepchild sometimes. Mm-hmm. But Facebook, y'all always showing me love, and YouTube been showing us some love too, ain't it, Mo? That's why I say we got 863 subscribers. We're 137 people away from 1,000 subscribers. That's huge. Even LinkedIn, we got over 6,000 subscribers, and we get some great responses, which is why I'm waiting for this approval. They actually got to approve it for you to go live on LinkedIn. So we just wait. We submitted the application. We're just waiting for the approval so that we can stream on all these platforms simultaneously. But for now, we're streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on YouTube and Periscope. I want to give a shout out to y'all. So if you are on either one of those platforms that we're streaming on right now, please make sure to do your boy that favor and go to them other platforms, subscribe, follow, share, like, and let everybody know. I mean, literally, lolly dolly, everybody know that there's some amazing prophetic content that's being distributed on a daily basis. So let's get back to this first of 3 things every entrepreneur needs to make an exchange. Number 1 is what? You need people to know you. You need people to know you. I'm gonna keep it real with you on this, because there's a few things I'm gonna point out with this first one. Number one, your biggest enemy is not your products and services. Your biggest issue is not your products and services. Some of you got amazing products and services. I done bought stuff from y'all, whether it's products that you selling or services. This was an issue I had for years, and it took me a long time to get the revelation on this. Your biggest issue, I'm gonna tell you what your biggest problem is, your biggest enemy, your biggest issue is. You wanna know what it is? I'm finna get it to you for free. Your biggest enemy, your biggest issue, your biggest problem is obscurity. Nobody don't know you.
Go ahead, use the word then.
Obscurity. That's a bougie word.
Let me look it up.
Look it up. Google it.
Let me look and see if that's a word.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said? It's obscurity. I can't spell right now. I'm getting ready to look it up. I know what it means. Obscurity. It means, listen, the state of being unknown, inconspicuous, or unimportant. That's the biggest enemy of most entrepreneurs. It was one of my biggest enemies. And I don't know how many people throughout the years, especially when I was pastoring them 12 and a half years, I forced myself into obscurity. I remember I used to say it all the time. I don't want to be known. I don't want to travel the world. I don't want to do that because I was so committed to what my assignment was at that time. I allowed obscurity to get the best of me. And there are people that will prophesy every once in a while. They'll come through the church and they'll say, "Prophet, your biggest issue," for a lack of a better way of saying it, they said it in different terms because of course they speaking in tongues and prophesying and we shouting having church. But for a lack of a better way of saying it, what they were saying to me was, "Prophet, the only thing that's hindering you is you're not exposed. You're obscure. Nobody knows you." They would say it in different ways. You done heard people, you done prophesied it. A whole lot of people done said stuff like, "Oh my God, I wish everybody could hear this message you just preached. I wish everybody knew how amazing of a person you was." Now I know some people might have just been pandering just to make me feel good, but I mean everybody wasn't pandering. Some people were being 100 like, "Hey, that was a good word. You are accurate as a prophet. You're spectacular as a person." Everybody wasn't lying, but it was obscurity. So the first thing an entrepreneur needs in order to make an exchange is you need people to know you. Now, guess what? Once you get this revelation, oh my God, once you get this revelation, here's what's going to happen. You're going to turn your obscurity into opportunity. You caught that? So now, watch this. You can't use as an excuse, "Well, I'm just an introvert." Yeah, but you're going to be a broke introvert if you don't figure out a way to get known.
Wow.
Because when I mention names like Coca-Cola, when I mention names like Amazon, when I mention names like, give me a name, Starbucks, when I mention names like Gucci, Chick-fil-A, these are all names that are backed by people who made the decision that in order for them to survive and even thrive, they could not be killed by obscurity. Whew, that was good. I hope you're hearing me today. So you got to make that decision today. All you entrepreneurs, repeat after me. Today, I need people to know me.
I need people to know me.
Yeah, and guess what? If you talking to the same people every day, if you getting in front of the same people every day, if you are around the same people every day, you are living in an ecosystem and in an environment of obscurity. Somebody new got to know you, or you're not going to make no exchanges. And the people that you always talking to every day, that you always around every day, that you always mingling with every day, even if they have bought something from you, they probably bought it out of sympathy. I be telling y'all that all the time. People gonna make that first sympathy purchase. "Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's nice. Oh, wow, praise God. He using you now." After that one purchase, they ain't coming back. So now you're back in obscurity because nobody knows you. This is one of my biggest issues. And I don't have a problem being in the public or being in front of a camera or being on stage or being in front of people. It's just that when you find yourself in certain seasons of your life, it's easy for you to retract and to go into this cocoon because of your commitment to something and your focus on something. But basically, when it comes to you being known, you got to learn how to walk and chew gum at the same time. And here is one of the things that I did that broke me out of the cocoon and got me back in the game of being known. Here is what helped me. First of all, I had to accept the fact that my motive was right.
That's good.
I had to accept the fact that my motive was right. Because see, especially when you're in ministry, when you're in the church, and when you got a calling on your life, and when you're a minister, it's easy to use as an excuse, well, I'm gonna just fly under the radar. You know, I gotta humble myself under the mighty hand of God, and I want God to be glorified. I want Jesus to be lifted up high. All that sounds good in theory, but trust me, if everybody knows you, guess what? You're still not a threat to God. Your attention is no threat to God's attention. Now, of course, there are some people who want to put themselves in God's place, but most of us, the majority of us, very few people that I have met, especially in ministry or in the Christian community, wanted to be known for the wrong reasons. Because first of all, I don't even want to hang around them kind of people who narcissistic and stuck up and only focus on themselves. But there are people who want to be known for the purpose of glorifying God and extending and expressing and expanding what God's will is for their lives. And so you gotta make that decision. You got to flip that switch in your mind that my motive is right, my heart is right. I need people to know me for the right reasons. Now, when you flip that switch and you make that decision, here is what you have to have in order to get people to know you, because you know you need people to know you. Here's what you have to do. You have to develop two things. You have to develop willpower and why power.
That's good. Willpower and why.
You need to develop willpower and why power. Because see, just needing people to know you is not enough, because you got to take the need for people to know you and you have to actually get people to know you. Like some of you right now, you got products and services that you're trying to sell and don't nobody know about it, because you ain't talking to nobody. You should be live right now. Because believe this, I don't care how much information I'm sharing with you, I'm talking about my business. I'm talking about my products. I'm talking about my services. Somewhere along the lines of my conversation of me sharing information with you, I'm certain that I'm selling something to you, because that's the art of making an exchange. It's actually called business. If you're not making an exchange, you're not actually in business. You just have good ideas on paper. And so some of you need to make the decision now. How you get known is going to have a lot to do with your temperament, with your personality, with things that you know gel well with you. But you got to figure it out. So if that means you got to be in front of a camera, if that's not your take, then guess what? You need to have audio versions of what you're sharing. You need to have blogs, even if you don't have video vlogs. You need to be writing articles about what you're doing. Somehow people need to know you. And guess what? Here's one thing that I recommend when I'm consulting people who are uncomfortable in front of cameras. Create a character. I'm just showing you how you can get people to know you. Create a character. Think of Geico. When you think of Geico, what you think about? You think about the little Geico lizard, right? It's a character. It's a fictitious character that was made to represent a legitimate, sophisticated insurance company.
Wow.
You don't even look at Geico as a sophisticated, legitimate insurance company, because when you see the word Geico, you think about that green behind lizard that's talking to a human. But they have created an opportunity to be known through a fictitious character, as opposed to the CEO of that company having to be the brand ambassador. For me, I choose to be the brand ambassador because I'm okay talking to people. I'm okay getting in front of the cameras. I'm okay huffing and puffing and screaming and spitting and shouting and speaking in tongues and rambling out the mouth every day and sharing what I want to share. I'm okay doing that because I don't mind being that character.
Right.
But even if it's you, maybe you need to go into character just to give people what you got. And you got to keep doing it until people know you. Am I helping anybody?
Yes. Good word.
Did anybody catch the revelation on what I just said? Wes said, this is so true. He said, he wrote that down. He typed it in the comments on Facebook. He says, you need to create willpower and why power. You got to create this. Because once you register this first thing in your mind as an entrepreneur that need to make exchanges, that you need people to know you, the next thing is you got to get people to know you. And in order to get people to know you, you got to develop willpower and why power. Now, your willpower is your willpower, your ability to will yourself to do this. They'll tell you, my team will tell you every day when I walk in here, they automatically, when I walk in the office, within the first hour or so, they already start moving around. My son start grabbing the camera. He have my mic on my table because they already know he going live. We just need to be prepared because we'll be in here having conversations and he'll be over there live. So they already know this. So whether I want to do it or not, I'm going to do it. Because sitting in here talking to them or looking out the window at the skyline, hoping and wishing and praying ain't enough. I can't send enough emails out. I can't knock on enough doors. I can't aggravate people with enough text messages. I can't cold call enough people, although those things are very important for the purpose of making exchanges and sales. But at the same time, the more I'm known, the easier the exchanges become. Because if you know me, it's more easier for me to make an exchange. It's just like I'm making an exchange with you. For your time and attention, I'm exchanging information. But you're giving me something right now. You're giving me your time. You're giving me your attention. This is your time. This is your attention. This is your life. You ain't got to get it to me, but you're giving it to me because I'm giving you something in exchange. But now, if you didn't know me, or to some extent did not know somebody who knew me or did not get introduced to me, whether directly or indirectly, you wouldn't even be giving me time and attention. It's just real, y'all. You need people to know you. And once you make that switch in your mind that you need people to know you, now you got to get people to know you. And you're going to get people to know you by, number one, developing the willpower. I got to have the willpower to show up every day. I got to have the willpower to meet people who I don't know. I got to have the willpower to talk to strangers. Like, I'm telling y'all stuff that I live. How many places we go to eat that we don't know somebody?
You know everywhere. You go everywhere.
When I walk in there, I'm talking. Hey, auntie. Hey, cuz. What's up? I want to know people.
Yeah.
How many of y'all remember that show Cheers?
I remember.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see troubles are all the same. Don't laugh at me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm finna listen to it real quick. Right? Yeah, because some of y'all need to live like a real Cheers life. Everywhere I go, I used to be like that. Everywhere I lived, I was like that.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries
Sure would help a lot
wouldn't you like
to get away. Woo. Uh-oh. I forgot they had another hook. How many of y'all remember that Cheers song? I'm waiting for that break to come. There it is.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
you can see, troubles are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows. So you got to be known. You got to be known. You should be going, you should be going places and getting known. People should know who you are. Everywhere I go, I'm meeting and greeting and mingling with people. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. What's your name? My name is Ramonepreston. I want people to know me. Because guess what? My willpower is connected to my why power. See, that's why I said you got to develop willpower and why power. Now, your willpower is your ability to show up every day and do what I just did. I want to go where everybody know my name. I got to make that happen, okay? But guess what? Guess what? The why power fuels your willpower. See, my why is so big, I don't care if people take me the wrong way because I'm always trying to be known. See, some of you right now, especially you super saved jokers, you got an issue with being known and getting attention, but it's affecting negatively your business. It's affecting your exchanges because nobody is buying what you have or accepting your offers because you are uncomfortable getting attention because you have the wrong perspective about getting attention. But I have the will to get attention because my willpower is connected to my why. My why is bigger than my challenge to getting attention. So a lot of people look at it as, oh, you just doing too much. Everywhere I turn around, is this, is that. Say what now? What's the question?
How do your previous hustling experience prepare you for entrepreneurial success? And was there an extreme between the two?
Okay, good question, Troy. He asked the question, how did your previous hustling experience prepare you for entrepreneurial success? And was there an extreme disparity between the two philosophically? Man, you asking a deep question.
Very deep.
Well, let me see if I can answer the first part. How did your previous hustling experience prepare you for entrepreneurial success? I think I think it did everything to prepare me, because hustling in the streets and selling dope, you're not like, you have to be a salesperson. Like when I look back at my hustling experience in the street, selling crack cocaine on a street corner to strangers in a volatile environment and having to outrun everybody under the tree. So it's 15 of us sitting under the tree and we waiting for some car to hit the corner and we all run after it to go sell a $20 piece of crack all day, all night. Number one, you got to be a good salesperson. Number, you got to have products. You got to be known. You got everything. And so the second part of the question, was there an extreme disparity between the two philosophically? I don't think so. I think the only disparity was morally. There was a moral disparity because morally it's just wrong to sell crack. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing morally right about selling crack. Philosophically, in terms of the views and the perspectives that you have about not the product that you're selling, but about the art of exchanging, the art of selling. I think it was more of a similarity than a disparity, because I'm still a hustler, I'm still a grinder and a go-getter, but I have learned to, number one, of course, I'm saved and I'm a man of God and my morals are different. So of course the products and the services are totally different, but the entrepreneurial aspect of it, if there is a disparity, it is more of how you mature as an entrepreneur as opposed to just being some random haphazard hustler. But I know people who was out there hustling dope and doing things in the street, and they were more entrepreneurial in nature in terms of how they packaged their products and how they had certain systems in place they were doing it better than most people I know who's selling houses and cars and real items. So I hope I answered the question. But again, y'all, the first thing entrepreneurs need to make an exchange is what? You need people to know you. You need people to know you. And once you accept that, then you got to get people to know you. Okay? And in order to get people to know you, because you need people to know you, you have to develop willpower and why power. Your why got to be big. See, every time people come against me, because I be getting haters, I run ads, I do a whole lot of stuff. My name and my business and ministry and products and services be everywhere. So I get a lot of junk mail and a lot of hate and a lot of inboxes and DMs with idiots who just ain't got nothing else to do with their life. But here's the thing, it doesn't bother me. And guess what? There are people who know me that don't give me no attention. They don't buy nothing from me. They don't support me. They don't endorse me. They don't do nothing for me. Who cares? My why is bigger than them, because my why power is my family, my legacy, my kids, my grandkids, my great-grands, my mama and daddy. They passed away knowing that I was going to hold it down for my family and create opportunities. The community needs me. The church needs me. The body of Christ needs me. The next generation needs me. I got enough of whys that I push past all that mess. I ain't never letting an idiot or a hater or just somebody who's uninformed or who's just uninterested in me stop me from getting attention and wanting to get attention and wanting to get known. So you got to do the same thing. You need people to know you. Here's the second thing entrepreneurs need to make an exchange. You need people, and I know this is going to hurt somebody here. You need people to like you. You do. You need people to like you. And I know we got the little cliches. Yeah, I don't need to be liked. Yes, you do. Because ain't nobody buying nothing from you that don't like you. And guess what? Not only do they need to like you, they need to like your products and services. So all y'all that's got all these, you supposed to be, I'm gonna put it right on you, right here, right now. You're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, and you got private accounts. That's why nobody don't buy nothing from you. I don't even want to follow nobody I can't even get to their account. It's private. What is it private for? You're not a celebrity. If you're a celebrity or you're a multimillionaire and you don't need nobody to like you, then that's different. But everything open. Because I started feeling like, okay, it's something shady about this person. Why everything private? But you need people to like you. You need people to like you. And guess what? You got to be mindful. Like I listen to some of these entrepreneurs talk on their personal pages. I wouldn't buy nothing from them because their attitude stinks. Yeah. They around here trying to present. They try to present a business as if it smells like roses and their attitude smell like doo-doo. You can't sell me dookie. You just can't. You can't sell me dookie and call it a rose. You can't do that. And so for those of you that are entrepreneurs and are business owners, please keep in mind that you have every right to say what you want to say on your personal page, but you don't have a right to expect for people to like you once they get to know you and you just say what you want to say. Oh, people this and people that. Like, you got to figure that out. You got to stop taking stuff so personal, because a lot of times people be saying that because they offended. They offended because ain't nobody responded. Don't nobody got to respond to you. You know how many people know me? I got family that know me that have never, family that knows me, that have never bought anything from me, that have never bought anything. You know how much stuff I've sold? You know how many times I preached behind a pulpit, and I got family that have never sat in a church service and heard me preach, that have never sowed a seed into my ministry, that have never bought a product or service for me. Who cares? So what? That's their problem. That ain't mine, if it is a problem.
I have another question too here.
Got another question? Where is it, on Facebook?
It's on Facebook.
Okay, Wes?
Yes.
Your haunts. Have you always been a speaker and comfortable being in front of people? If not, what are some things you would suggest to get noticed and become a better presenter? I'm used to grinding behind the scenes, but I know this isn't always beneficial. Have I always been a speaker and comfortable being in front of people? I guess so. I guess I don't even know if I've ever really thought about it. It didn't dawn on me that way, especially because when I wasn't saved, I was a DJ. So I was always on the stage, scratching and cutting. her earphone might have came out. So the first part of the question is, I guess I have always been comfortable, but I don't even know if it's comfortable, because there are a lot of times, I have been on the stage thousands of times. You're talking about not just before I got saved when I was a DJ, but since I've been saved, I've been in ministry, I've been a pastor, I've been a traveling evangelist, I've been a public speaker. So I've been on so many stages and been in front of so many people, but I can't really say I've always been comfortable. I don't think I process it as if it's comfortable or uncomfortable. It's just that I have to do what I have to do. This is my job. My job is to talk with people. My job is to communicate the mind of God as a prophet. My job is to sell myself to for people to like me, like as a business person. I'm not talking about as a friend. I'm not trying to get people to like me personally as if I need friends. I'm trying to get people to like me for what I do and for what value I provide in the marketplace. So it's a different perspective that I have. So I don't know if it's comfortable. It's just that your why has to get so big that you're like, I'm like, I might not be comfortable. There are many times I've gotten in front of groups of people and in front of a camera or live on a stage, and I've been in front of 5 people. I've been in front of 500 people. I've been in front of 5,000 people 1 or 2 times on stages. And it's like, I got to do what I got to do. Like, if I don't do this, I'm not going to get on the other side of it. And because of where I want to go in life and because of what I want to do, I got to get through this. I got to get past it. Even if I don't do well, I'm not judging myself. I'm not really getting in my head. So some of the things that you have to do is, number one, you have to just start getting in front of people. Every opportunity you get, you got to get in front of people. And guess what? I'll give you some practical things. When you at certain places, I don't care if it's outside a supermarket or Starbucks. Like, go to Starbucks one day or Dunkin' Donuts, okay? And take you a couple $100 with you and go in there and just walk in there and say, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, everybody. I just want y'all to know my name is Ramonepreston. I'm the CEO of Ramonepreston Enterprises. We have an online training platform called Ramonepreston University. We teach people financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, and investments. And I just want to pay it forward today. Everybody, Starbucks is on me. So whatever your drink is, let me know so I can get it. And if you've already got it, let me just put $5 or $10 on your card right now. Guess what you just did? You just got all the attention. You just sucked all the out. I've done that before. It ain't too many rooms I go into where people is. Like when I go to social events, people who know me know, oh, he finna beat the brakes off this room. I walk in there, I'm not in no corner like you in the club. You is not in the streets no more. You in the club chilling in the corner. What up, dog? What's happening? You ain't trying to be cool. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to be somebody. I'm trying to get attention. I'm trying to help my children and my grandchildren have a better quality of life. I'm trying to represent my last name so my mom and daddy who dead can be proud of me. I'm going up in that room and I'm walking around. Hey, how are you? My name is Ramonepreston. Nice to meet you. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Y'all all right over there? You good? You just got to do it. It ain't no easy way around that. You got to do it. All us got to do that. So number 2, you need people to like you. And when I say like you, I also mean they need to like your products and your services, and they need to, I'm not saying everybody, I said people. There are certain people who need to like you. The people who are going to buy from you have to like you. And sometimes they're not going to like you the first time they get to know you. They're not going to like you the first time they hear you. They're not going to like you the first 5 times they hear you. They're not going to like you the first 20 times they hear you or see you. It might be the 28th time that they hear you. I'm sure see, I've had all these experiences. I used to tell people in my church all the time, because I came in there with a business mindset when I started the church. So I understood a different world than the church world. And I used to always tell the ministers and the people that were close to us at the church, because we would have visitors come every week. Every week. I mean, some years, in those 12 and a half years, some of those years we had 150 to 200 new visitors that will walk through those doors every year. Many of those years. And, they'll come in there and they'll be eyeing me up and down. They'll be sizing me up. And some people would be like, hold up now, don't do my pastor like that. And I used to always tell them, it's okay. They're not going to like me all the time. People are not going to come in there and just like me just because they supposed to like me because I'm a preacher. No, they coming in there to eye me up, because when I go somewhere and I'm listening to somebody, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, let me see what he's saying. Is he shady? I'm sizing them up. So if I'm that way, people gonna be that way with me. And so you got to continue to show up. You got to continue to communicate your heart, your beliefs, your values, your views, your products, and your services. You got to find new ways for people to get to know you so that you can know them, right? And then you got to win people over to like you. And one of the ways that you do it on social media is not by being offended so much that a lot of stuff you say on social media is really coming from a place of hurt. You just mad because people ain't buying nothing from you. You mad because people ain't responding to you. You mad because people ain't calling you back, as if any of them owe that to you. What you do is you pivot and you continue to show that love. This is going out, Mom. Yeah, it's about dead. So that's the second thing entrepreneurs need to make an exchange. Number 3, this is my last point. The last thing entrepreneurs need to make an exchange is you need people to trust you. You need people to trust you. Good. It's working. Good. Thank you. You need people to trust you. I hope y'all getting something out of this. Wes said, thank you. Great point. Sound like you have to have a big enough why and love your products and services so your passion comes out when you present it. Yeah. And you just got to get so deep in your head that you're not even listening to people. Like, I used to train ministers and preachers when I was pastoring more than I do now. But I used to always tell them, when you're on stage, you're intimidating yourself a lot of times, because people are not hearing what you're hearing in your head. People are not thinking what you're thinking. So you've got to tune out those types of people or those types of thoughts. And you got to understand, we're just following you. So it's just like me right now on this live. Okay, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna misquote stuff. I'm gonna say stuff that's just ridiculous and stupid. But I gotta live with that. And I'm not even really concerning myself with that, because I know my why is big and I know my heart right. I mean well. I'm not trying to be nasty and evil. Even if I do something that's nasty or evil, I'm not trying to be that way. Or if it's just ridiculous, I'm not trying to be ridiculous. And so when your heart is right, you get in your own head and you just say, I'm gonna give people what I got. I'm gonna give people me. This is who I am. And I want to give people the same me that I'm gonna give my family that's around me when I'm not live, that I'm gonna give my kids and my wife when we at home. It's me. You're going to get me because this is who I am. And so once you just get in your own head and say, hey, this is what it is, it frees you up, because now you're not obligated to the perception and the perspective that you think other people have to have of you. So number 3, you need people to trust you.
That's good.
You need people to trust you. So that means, watch this, you got to be consistent. You can't show up today, but then you ain't showing up next week. You like, we see you every once in a while. And then when we see you, you talking about something totally different. Or you got this product that you selling today, and then like 8 months from now, you selling something different. You need to make up your mind. Even if your products change, your character shouldn't. Even if your products change, how you move and how you operate and who you are shouldn't change. And guess what, y'all? I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one of the reasons I'm so big on teaching people how to start holding companies and how to structure their business systems, because it helps you to create a level of consistency. See, I have a business system so that even if I have new products and services that I introduce, if they don't go anywhere, if they don't make it in the marketplace, it doesn't change me. It doesn't change my business system. It doesn't change what I've created, because those are just ideas and those are just development opportunities or pilot programs that I'm introducing. But if they don't go nowhere, I'm still showing up. My business is still showing up because I structured it the right way. And so that helps to eliminate inconsistency, especially if you're like an independent contractor, you're a network marketer, or if you're just one of those freelancers. Even when it comes to working a W-2 job, you don't really have a place that you settle in for a long period of time, but you're trying to have a side hustle. You got to be mindful of that so that people don't look at you as flaky. Because you with this company this month, and then next year you with another company, and then 3 years from now you with another company. And we like, well, dog, what you gonna do? Because we don't trust you now. You get what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I'm my own brand ambassador, and my company has divisions and subsidiaries, but I always elevate myself and my company so that people will know, even if I'm no longer the face of a certain product and service or idea and concept, my face still gonna show up. My company and business is still gonna be represented, even if certain products and services are not gonna be represented. So you need people to trust you. And in order to build that trust, you gotta be known. You gotta get known. And you gotta have that willpower and why power, but then you need people to like you. You got to watch what you saying on social media. This is your sales pitch as an entrepreneur. Like if you look at my social media platforms now, I have times where I go in. I have times where I might throw some subtle shade, but I'm throwing it because I can back it up. I'm willing to step up and say, yeah, I said it. What? It is what it is. Yeah. If I'm saying it against a certain person or a certain place or certain things, I'm willing to step up and say, whatever I risk saying that, I said it. But I'm not on there all hurt and wounded and affected, and people don't want to support you. People acting funny. If y'all ain't gonna be here by 5, just don't come. You can't talk to people like that in business. That's poor customer service. If y'all ain't gonna call me back, then don't call me. Why is you putting that kind of stupid stuff on social media? Yeah. As if people owe you that. Yeah. Because somebody else is like, hey, call me when you want to. You get what I'm saying? Call me when you want to. When you open, every day. No, don't call me when I'm off. When my business got hours, and you just rah-rah, and you just mad because ain't nobody buying nothing from you. People that do that, they ain't making no money. People who talk like that, they ain't making no money. They just mad and miserable. Because people who making money are not like that. And the companies who can say, you walk to a store and the store closed at like 10 minutes before, a lot of them stores don't last. Or they're losing so much money, but they're just so big you don't see the impact they're making. It's just like when I went to a store a couple weeks ago to purchase a couple items. I seen the items online, but I was like, I want to go look at them in person. So I go up there and I pull the items, and so I go to the desk and I'm like, are the prices in person the same as online? Oh, they was like, let me check. They scanned them. They was like, no, it's like half the price online than it is in the store. So first thing I say, well, can you honor that? And they was like, well, no, we can't honor it. But guess what? This company is bankrupt. I see why y'all bankrupt. Because it's just stupid. You should have been like, let me call a manager. Of course we can honor that. You in the store. And this what she did. She took the items, put them on the rack, and then said, we're gonna process it like you bought it online, but they're gonna have to ship those items to you. I had to wait 2 weeks, and the items sitting there on the rack. I'm like, this is the dumbest system, but this is why y'all bankrupt. This is why y'all bankrupt. Because if it was me, I'd have been like, oh, of course, the items here, we'll figure that out. Let me just check you out. Somebody's just gonna be mad at me, but we finna make that sale. We're not finna let this money walk out the door, because I could have walked out the door, because I wanted them that day, but I'm not finna pay twice as much just to have it today. But now I'm inconvenienced with the items sitting on the rack. I'm thinking to myself, and then y'all gonna put those items back on the rack because they gotta ship them from a warehouse, new items. It's stupid. So my point in saying that is, getting people to know you and to like you and to trust you is you making a business decision, not a personal decision about all these likes and dislikes. Well, I don't like when people call me after hours when I'm home. Y'all need to call me when I tell y'all I'm open. Well, who is you? You act like you just filthy rich. Right. You act like you just banging. You don't have the luxury of doing that. I don't care. If somebody called me at 3 a.m, they like, I'm trying to buy a Blueprint 9. While I'm yawning and moving coal out my eye, do you have a laptop in front of you? You ain't gonna do it. Shoot, I'll be calling you. I'll be texting you like, you need to get that. I'll be texting you like, hold on just a minute. Yep, I got you. And I'll be texting you, daughter, you need to get on this line right now. You do what you do. But it's a part of business. It's a part of the process. So I love y'all. For those of you that, whether you are on Periscope, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, for those of you that need one of our business blueprints because you want to learn financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership. You want to learn about some of the things that we're talking about now on making exchanges and economics and how do you pivot in this pandemic. You want to learn about tax strategies. You want to learn about income categories. You want to learn about structuring your holding company. You want to learn about investing. All those things we have built into our business blueprints. Our business blueprints are a part of our university platform, which is an online training platform. So we have hundreds of training programs, online video-based lessons with documents and forms and resources to teach you all things economics, all things entrepreneurship, all things business ownership, all things financial literacy. I want you to reach out to me today while we're in the office before I go to lunch and text me the words, I'm ready. I'm ready. If you text the words, I'm ready to 404-478-7213, 404-478-7213, we will get back with you so that we can direct you to the business blueprint that best fits your criteria. We have 6 business blueprints, and we want to make sure that the business blueprint that we plug you into is the one that best fits your criteria. Also, for those of you that are in or around Metro Atlanta, this Saturday, seating is limited, isn't it? Seating is extremely limited. Like we're already, we're full. So our business boot camp that we're hosting this upcoming Saturday is pretty much full. But again, we will make an exception as long as you purchase a business blueprint. So, between today and Friday. Today is Wednesday, so you got today, tomorrow, and Friday. If you purchase a business blueprint, we will make sure there's a comfortable seat in the Buckhead boardroom exclusively for you so that you can participate in this business boot camp. These boot camps are amazing. They're life-changing. It's a 4-hour deep dive where I deal with a lot of topics that are not just in the business blueprints that you purchase and you have access to, but I deal with a lot of topics that are not even in the blueprints that are relative to what we're dealing with right now as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as ministry leaders, as financiers of our family. And next Tuesday, November the 10th, next Wednesday, November the 11th, we're hosting our first business, blueprint tour in Port St. Lucie, Florida. So any of y'all that's in Port St. Lucie, Florida, I want you to join me. I want you to join me next Tuesday and Wednesday for our one-night prophetic revival and for our prophetic business boot camp. I love y'all. I hope I was able to answer all of your questions and share some content with you that brought some value to you. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, YouTube, all of my YouTube family members and friends. Thank you for all of your subscriptions. All of you that are not on YouTube, please, when this live ends, go to YouTube. Let's get to 1,000 so that we can celebrate 1,000 wow. Make sure that you visit our LinkedIn page. We have over 6,000 followers there. That's an extraordinary amount of people who we've been able to connect with, and we're building some amazing business relationships with, and of course, Facebook and Instagram. Please make sure on Instagram and Facebook, y'all, that you follow our new RP Consulting Group page. This is a new business venture that we have recently legitimized. My wife and I and our entire team of professionals and executives, we have provided consulting for years to individuals, to investors, to investment groups, to real estate boards and associations, to developers. And we're so thankful that God has given us an opportunity to expand our consulting group into a legitimate business venture, not just in the vertical of real estate, but now in other industries for other businesses and groups who are doing amazing things. And so make sure that you like and follow us on RP Consulting Group page. Visit our new RP Consulting Group LLC.com website to see what we're offering, and to visit Ramonepreston University, our university training platform. We have a lot of amazing programs on there, and we're continuing to introduce new programs. And we got a big announcement in a couple of days, y'all. Another big announcement. We got another big announcement. I got to go get something to eat. What we eating today? I got to find something to eat. I got to eat today. Siobhan, what's up, girl? Love you. I'm giving a shout out to my Facebook family. Vaughn, love you. Latika, hey, daughter. I don't know if she's still on here, but thank you for coming on. Latika, appreciate you so much for being on. Let me see if we have someone else on here. We've got Wes. Thank you, Wes, for being on and for engaging. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Wow. Okay, we got to get that YouTube up. Got to get us some followers and some subscribers. We at 863. Let's see here. We got Troy. Thank you, Troy. Ashley Davis. Thank you. Nikki. Thank you. Love you. Go Getter. Love you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of the feedback and the questions as well. Thank all of you so kindly. I love y'all. I want y'all to have an amazing Wednesday. And you know, we'll be back with more content, with more creative conversations that you can use to get to the next level. Have an amazing day, y'all.